Hello, my name is Yiwen Huang, and I'm from Zhongshan Medical University in Taiwan. This is my presentation of a voice e-book reading system designed for the visually impaired people. This is the outline, and I will first introduce our introduction. Reading one or two novels in your daily leisure time can help relieve stress and relax. Nowadays, more people choose to use cell phone software apps to read because it is lighter and easier to grab than paper books. And with the richness of resources on the internet, you can read no fewer books than physical bookstores. But at present, almost all reader apps on the market are designed for the sighted, and there are very few apps designed for the visually impaired. So, in order for the visually impaired to find the books they want to read like the masses, an e-book reader app designed for the visually impaired is called Storytelling. Storytelling app combines the habits of people with visual impairments to operate their cell phones. The voiceover built into the iPhone is used to assist the overall operation of the app. In addition, the interface and operation are designed to be simple and easy to remember gestures with complete voice prompts. Let each user learn and get started in a short time, hoping to solve the reading difficulties of the visually impaired for a long time. Following are the backgrounds for making this app. There are currently more than 57,000 visually impaired people with handbooks for the physically and mentally disabled in Taiwan. If you add visually degraded eyesight due to old age, visually impaired or completely blind due to various injuries, and visually impaired people who have not applied for a disability manual, the number will be even more. Visually impaired people have to face many difficulties in reading books due to their visual limitations. They can cause psychological frustration or negative emotions, and severely affect their communication ability, learning effectiveness, or work performance. Next are the importance of this app. On the personal computer platform, the most representative of which is blind screen reading software. Screen reading software. At present, the most commonly used software for the visually impaired in Taiwan includes JAWS, NVDA, Big Eyes, and Graded Mouse. Use popularity. After more than 20 years of joint efforts by many units, most of the visually impaired people can now use screen reading software. They can use computer to edit documents, send and receive emails, query information online, or even participate in online communities. Especially for visually impaired who are studying and working, the proportion of screen readers is almost 100%. Everyone is familiar with at least one screen reader. There are also many visually impaired people who are familiar with the operation of two or more screen reading software due to personal interest or the needs of study and work. The development of assistive systems in Taiwan aimed at assisting the visually impaired to solve book resources and reading problems in relatively weak. Until now, more emphasis has been placed on traditional assistive devices, such as digital readers or specific files. Assistive systems to assist the visually impaired to solve dyslexia are not only extremely rare, but also lack comprehensive long-term plans and promotion activities. Next are the purpose of storytelling apps. After the visually impaired disadvantaged situation has been significantly improved due to the widespread use to screen reading software, development of a portable blind reading aid that meets needs, and combine existing blind books with resources from public libraries, and promote with social work and service providers. This app can also enhance their learning and work capacity, and improve their self-care ability and self-confidence. All these concepts can pass into this picture. Social burdens vs. assistive device, like this seesaw. Next part is common ebook formats. Any electronic file format that can store data can be used as an ebook storage format, such as DAISY, HTML, and PDF. Because of the production of ebooks can be done with different formats and typesetting software, it is necessary to match specific reading software with different formats when reading. Now, I will introduce the most common format called DAISY. Its standards are jointly developed by libraries and organizations that serve the print disabled in countries around the world. It's a set of digital reading technologies that can be easily used by people with print disabilities. The features of DAISY include 1. Has a hierarchical structure. 2. Can search content in text. 3. Bookmarks can be pressed and searched in book. 4. Can underline mark points or write notes in text. Next part I'm going to introduce system functions of storytelling app. Storytelling app mainly supports ebook format book with text mode. Cooperate with the National Library of Public Information to import its ebook database into this system. Available online for visually impaired users who have a disability manual. And this is our system diagram. The screen page of this story app can be divided into these 8 pages. 1. My bookcase. After opening Storytelling app, it will directly enter the screen of my bookcase. A list of bookcases that users have downloaded appears on this page. 2. Cloud Library. Voice search and download of books in the cloud on the Cloud Library page. Search method accept home phone search. 3. Settings. Some settings related to the app can be adjusted in the settings page. For example, 1. Display mode. 2. Messaging and hibernation. 3. Operation gestures. 4. Database. Database can also be divided into 2 parts. One is database connection. The database that can be selected for connection is My Library, State-owned library, B-Plan library, and another one is Logout account. You can log out of the currently logged in account. 4. Listening page. This page plays book content for listening and provides quick gesture operations. The system will record the user's previous reading progress, and when it is played again, it will start playing from the previous reading progress. 5. Contents. There are two button options on this page. The top left corner of page is my bookcase button, which returns to my bookcase page. The top right corner of page is Continue Reading button, which takes you to the book reading screen. 6. About. Introduction to this book, such as book title, category, and author. 7. Bookmarks. Provides fast recording capabilities during the reading process. You can use gestures to record the current reading position in bookmark. This is our bookmark. A. Here click back to operating gestures. You can click once on the page with 4 fingers to enter the query screen. Next, I'm going to introduce accessible gestures of storytelling app. In order to facilitate visually impaired people to quickly operate the app while listening and reading, this system provides various accessible gestures. Users can decide whether to turn on this gesture function in the setting options. Gesture operations can be divided into 3 major categories, including swipe, click, and long press. Following, I will introduce these gestures respectively, and the underlined parts are more commonly used gestures. Part 1. Swipe. Swipe up and down with index finger. Speak the meaning of words before and after. Swipe left and right with index finger means read the comma separate sentence. Swipe up and down with 2 fingers means read the sentence separated by a period. Swipe left and right with 2 fingers means read the previous and next paragraph. And also have swipe up and down with 3 fingers, and swipe left and right with 3 fingers. Part 2. Click. Click twice with 1 finger. Click 3 times with 2 fingers. And click once with 2 fingers means switch between reading and pausing, and continue reading from the paused position. And click once with 3 fingers. Click once with 4 fingers. Part 3. Long press. Long press with 2 fingers means leave the reading page and return to the previous layer. Long press with 3 fingers and also have a long press with 4 fingers means leave the listening page and return to my bookcase page. The next part is my conclusion. 1. The storytelling app software integrates the book resources of different visually impaired units and supports MP3 and DAISY formats. 2. Can save the time for users to find books everywhere and create a barrier-free reading environment on demand, anytime and anywhere. 3. Through simple operation gestures and complete voice prompts, is fully satisfied with the operating habits of the visually impaired. 4. Flat reading can also become a kind of hearing enjoyment. It can also solve the long-term problems of reading for the visually impaired. 5. I hope it can truly integrate into the daily life, work, and the study of visually impaired, and become an indispensable reading assistive device. This is all of my presentation. Thanks for your listening.